They smile, sweetly, harmlessly, but beneath that pleasant curve of the lips hides resentment, confusion, and control. The passive-aggressive person doesn't shout, they whisper through silence. You feel the cold tension in the air before words are even spoken, and instinctively, you brace for impact. They weaponize politeness, letting charm cut like a blade you never saw coming. In every office, every relationship, every polite dinner table, they exist. Experts in emotional sabotage cloaked in civility, their movements are calculated, restrained, yet deeply malicious. Their smiles invite trust, but their actions corrode it slowly. The atmosphere darkens as their delayed responses and subtle jabs twist into something psychological, something artfully cruel. They will agree to your request, yet intentionally fail to follow through. They will promise support, yet sabotage the outcome quietly. Their silence becomes communication, their forgetfulness becomes revenge. You don't hear the attack, it echoes later, when you try to piece together why everything suddenly fell apart. Passive-aggressive minds fear confrontation more than truth. They prefer indirect kills, emotional suffocation disguised as apathy. It's not what they say, but what they deliberately withhold. The trick lies in their calmness, a disguise that keeps you doubting your perception of the storm beneath the surface. The science is chilling. Studies suggest these behaviors stem from deep-seated feelings of powerlessness, often rooted in early emotional neglect. Unable to express anger safely, they mutated into control through deflection. The result, a slow psychological decay, spreading between people like invisible smoke in a locked room. Dealing with them requires understanding, yet distance. Empathy will not change their patterns, it will only feed their subtle hostility. Facing them, you must step into a battle of silence, measured responses, boundaries drawn in stone. Your composure becomes your sword, your clarity, the only defense against their hidden fire. The first rule, observe their patterns without reacting emotionally. They thrive on your confusion, your need for coherence. If they sense that frustration, they feed on it, twisting your reactions into justification for their deceit. But when you stay cold, analytical, the power begins to shift. They often appear wounded by confrontation, painting themselves as victims. It's a calculated move, make you doubt your fairness, blur rightful anger into guilt. Their fragility manipulates your conscience, pushing you to comfort the very source of discomfort. This is where their dark art triumphs if left unchecked. To deal with them, you must recognize the pattern before engaging emotionally. The smallest inconsistency in their responses is often a clue. When they delay, stall, or joke about your needs, they are testing your awareness. Your silence, firm, unyielding, becomes the counterspell that halts their progression. Conversations with them are traps layered with sugary coating. Each pleasant word conceals intent. If you listen closely, there's a tone of irony, a hint of condescension. It's a dialogue wired with invisible tripwires, one false emotional step and your reaction becomes their shield. Don't match sarcasm with sarcasm. That's their territory, the battlefield they dominate. Instead, dismantle passivity with directness. Ask them plainly, without emotion, to clarify their feelings. In that moment, their power crumbles, because clarity exposes manipulation like sunlight burns rot. Setting boundaries feels cold, but warmth invites corrosion. You must talk in terms of outcomes, not moods. Explain what behaviors are unacceptable, and when they ignore your words, follow through with unwavering consistency. Your calm enforcement rewires the dynamics, from victim to authority. Never over-apologize or over-explain. Passive-aggressive personalities exploit guilt like oxygen, inhaling your empathy to justify their inertia. Each extra word you offer becomes an opening, each explanation a thread they'll pull until everything unravels. Keep your sentences short, factual, and immovable. The passive-aggressive person often uses time itself as a weapon. Delays, procrastination, selective amnesia, these are their silent punches. When you notice patterns in missed deadlines or forgotten calls, document them quietly. Evidence, not emotion, is your leverage, truth must become your language. Behind closed doors, they often justify their behavior through victimized self-talk. In their mind, rebellion cloaks as self-protection. To them, your authority represents oppression, your boundaries feel like attacks. Their emotions are frozen in distorted logic, where sabotage equals survival. The darker reality, most passive-aggressive individuals don't know their damage. They operate subconsciously, replaying emotional scripts learned from years of indirect communication. They were taught anger is forbidden, but manipulation is permitted. The result is a personality that injures others without overt violence. For the observer, this type of behavior erodes trust and psychological safety. The victims often start doubting their intuition, questioning reality itself. In psychological terms, it becomes a subtle gaslight that drains emotional certainty. To survive, one must re-anchor to truth, ruthlessly. They often show warmth when you distance yourself. It's a hook, disguised as reconciliation. But when you lower your guard, the invisible conflict resumes, charming sabotage masked as good intention. Remember, inconsistency is their language, and they will always return to it unless held accountable. In workplaces, they thrive on ambiguity. Clear roles, deadlines, and reviews are poison to their tactics. Confront them with clarity and watch discomfort take hold. Passive aggressiveness dissolves when truth is structured, when expectations leave no space for shadows to hide. Their humor cuts, it's not funny, it bleeds irony. Passive jokes, soft insults, and exaggerated humility, tools designed to erode your confidence silently. You may laugh at first, not realizing the intended sting until it festers privately. Laughter becomes a slow-acting venom that clouds judgment. To disarm them, name the behavior calmly. Acknowledge the sarcasm, the backhanded tone, or the inconsistency, out loud, without emotion. Darkness loses power when named. The more openly you describe their tactics, the more the fog recedes, revealing the architecture of manipulation beneath politeness. Their control depends on your doubt. When you stop seeking validation from them, the structure of their influence collapses. The silence they once used to punish now echoes uselessly in the absence of your emotional fuel. Detachment becomes the ultimate countermeasure against hidden hostility. Some will escalate, transitioning from quiet defiance to emotional distance. Don't chase the withdrawal. Let space choke their expectations, let absence mirror their silence. Eventually, they confront the emptiness of manipulation, no fuel, no flame, no audience to perform for. Control your tone. They interpret volume as aggression and calmness as uncertainty. Instead, use steadiness, an unwavering voice that leaves no trigger for their defenses. The real war is psychological, fought in syntax and pauses rather than shouting and noise. Forgiveness does not mean re-entry. Once trust is corroded, restoration requires tangible change. You can pity their struggle, but never lower boundaries for compassion. True healing emerges when empathy remains detached, when protection and understanding coexist without sacrifice. When you cut ties with a passive-aggressive individual, expect guilt traps and nostalgia bait. They'll use shared memories as leverage, rewriting the past to blur your perception. Don't respond with defense, just acknowledge and retreat. The moment you resist the narrative, their control dissolves. Every interaction is a mirror, but with them, it distorts. They reflect your fears, your doubts, your longing for harmony. This psychological trick keeps you invested, always fixing, never fulfilled. Breaking free requires choosing clarity over comfort, awareness over peace. You'll know you've broken the cycle when their silence feels irrelevant. The discomfort that once filled your chest turns into stark relief. You recognize that quiet conflict is not your burden to decode anymore. You've left the game, and the power play collapses behind you. Recognize also, passive aggression can live within us all. It seeps in through unspoken resentments, through our own fear of confrontation. Awareness is the vaccine, self-honesty the cure. To master human behavior, one must first face the shadows within their own reflection. Psychologists warn that this pattern, left unchecked, can destroy teams, families, entire relationships. It's the kind of quiet toxicity that never makes headlines but leaves ruins. By naming it, mapping it, and refusing engagement, you disarm an invisible epidemic. Dark psychology doesn't always scream, it whispers. It hides behind gentle smiles, polite excuses, and delayed apologies. But beneath the varnish lies control, fear, and manipulation. Once you see it, you can never unsee it, and that awareness reshapes how you navigate every human connection. Your defense is emotional clarity. Whenever interactions twist, write the facts. Emotions deceive, but documentation liberates. The moment you observe like a scientist, the manipulator loses his stage. You become the director of your narrative, not the actor in their subtle performance. Silence, once oppressive, evolves into strength. It's no longer a reaction, it's control. Each time you refuse to engage with deceit, you teach them that confusion is not communication. The dynamic breaks, slowly, beautifully, like dawn replacing shadow. In the end, the most terrifying truth, passive aggression is just fear wearing a smile. It's humanity's internal war, fought behind courteous phrases. But when you choose truth, assertiveness, and inner peace, the war ends, not by confrontation, but by evolution. So next time you sense that quiet tension, that invisible resistance wrapped in charm, remember what it truly is. A ghost of confrontation, afraid of its own voice. Step back, breathe, and respond with clarity. Because the strongest mind is the one that no manipulation can quietly corrode. Dark psychology reveals, manipulation thrives only in darkness. When light enters, the passive loses power, the aggressive loses purpose. Understanding the mechanics of silence transforms it from weapon to wisdom. In your awareness lies immunity, the rarest armor known to human behavior.